Hey guys. So, yeah, it's been a while since I talked to everyone. I guess it's been a while since I've done a video, period. Um, Winter has not been kind to my mood, as I think most of you know from like my Instagram posts and stuff like that. And I guess February hasn't been too kind either. Like, it was a great growth period, but it was also super exhausting. Um, yeah, it's been pretty exhausting. So, here we are in April, and yeah, a lot of stuff's been going on, and I'm here to talk about it. So, I guess to kind of be transparent and frank, this is not going to be super edited because I simply do not feel like it. And honestly, from the beginning, I haven't really felt like editing a lot of audio in my videos anyway. I just kind of was like, well, if I want to look professional, I gotta do it right. And I've been doing it, but honestly, I just kind of want to get things out and not feel pressured to have everything look so spick and span when life in itself is not spick and span either. So here I am, literally in my bed, not really sitting upright, kind of rolling around. So if you hear anything like shuffling or moving, that would be me adjusting and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of jump in to why the heck I'll be ranting today, or what I'll be ranting about. It's kind of gonna be like super jumbled and everything, but I don't really care. So yeah, first of all, thank you for everyone who supported me during February, during Black History Month, whether it was engagement, likes, views. You guys are real ones. Thank you so much for that. If you bought my book, thank you so much for that too. All my stuff is in Ko-fi, if you have a Ko-fi or not. Well, I guess if you don't have an account, you should still be able to see it. But there's different versions of it. One is on Ko-fi in a PDF form. I'm talking about the book. And the second is through lulu.com, which is a print-on-demand website. So kind of like I want to call it bootleg because the rules are pretty strong compared to KDP, but it's another option if you don't care for KDP that much. I chose Lulu because it's supposed to be a B certified company, better for the environment. Print on demand usually is, but you know how Amazon is, and I've been disconnecting from them, so KDP is no more for me. Yeah, if you want to get any copies, those are the two places to look. There's also digital downloads of my artwork on Ko-fi. If you're in the DMV area, I also have physical prints that I was not really able to get rid of because I wasn't able to go to a local, I guess, market because I didn't have someone to go with me. But I digress. Those are available as well. It's probably cheaper to just download and print at your local store. Probably like, depending on who you go to. I think Walgreens for one, it might be like $3 to $5 for one print. I got a deal for the many that I printed for like $20. I think it was like, was it 10 to 20 for $20? I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah, so if you want to support me in that way, get some stuff. Or, donate to help me get rid of my student loans. Student loans. Okay. As you can probably see on the screen, I'm doing a bunch of, like, researching that's kind of tied to what I'll be doing or plan to do for the summer. Summer is coming soon, and it has been a headache making art for it. Like, I kid you not. I have so many things on my list that I was initially going to do, but the stress has overtaken me, so now I gotta cut down and save those ideas for later. And it sucks. Yeah, like, what am I doing? I'm making Bigfoot stuff, which I wanted to do years ago. I wanted to make, like, Bigfoot stickers and all that jazz, and then I was gonna do something for, like, the Loch Ness Monster and Chupacabra. But man, that would have been expensive. And I hate that time is so limited. Yeah, that's what I've been hating nowadays. I feel like I'm being rushed. Rushed to make things and rushed to create things. And I'm just like, bro, I want to chill. Like, I do still want to do those things. I just don't remember it being so time consuming. And I guess maybe it's because these days I don't really have as much time as I would like. Like, I'm doing a lot of freelance work, which is cool, but it's not really art related. It's more of like, oh, hey, can you look at this thing for us and tell us if it looks good or not? And then I get paid. So that's okay. But I do that like 4 to 5 hours in every weekday. So that's 4 to 5 hours of not doing anything creative really. And then of course in between that there's breakfast and lunch, and I work out and go outside, because apparently my mood and my mental health has gone further down the garbage disposal, so I have to go outside again. I say I have to go outside again. So here's the thing. Apparently it's recommended that people, go outside, experience the sun for like 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes isn't that long, really. It felt long when I was forcing myself to do it during winter because of my seasonal depression. And honestly, that point in time in my life was kind of hard too. I've had to move in with a family member because there's been some family drama going on. I should say with one of my parents, probably. I think some of y'all know the deal, so I'm gonna just say that I had to move in with one of my parents because there's been some family drama. And then I only recently got nearly all of my things back from the main house, so that's wonderful. But it all started literally while I was away in Korea. So I was in Korea doing my thing, enjoying life. And then it's like, hey, guess what? I'm over here now. I'm not in the family house anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay. Wow, that's crazy. And I was not going to go back to that family house because I did not enjoy being there, with the other person that's still in said house. I'm kind of tired of being secretive too. I don't really want to be secretive. Maybe I should get the green light from people before I just start talking openly about these things. I don't care about it. It's more for the people involved that I care about. But either way, yeah. I love Korea. The only things I had with me were the things I brought with me to Korea. So I've been living with them since September up until, I guess, the beginning of April with just the things I brought from Korea. And my pet snake. I had to get him back from one of the students that I used to teach before I left for Korea. So just me, my stuff, a futon, the furnishings in the house, my stuff from Korea, and my pet snake. And we've been thugging it out up until recently. I guess. Everything's kind of over now, in a sense. Or wrapping up, tying up loose ends, whatever. Um, yeah, all that crazy stuff did not help at all with my mental health. So I had to go outside and force myself to feel the sun, even though I hate winter. One of my friends will probably tell you, she'll probably make fun of me. We we kind of rib each other about the seasons because I hate winter and she hates the summer, or I guess hot weather. So whenever winter rolls around and we talk with each other, I'll be like, "Oh, it's so cold." She's like, "You already had your season. Now you have to enjoy mine." And it's so funny. And I think it's like the other way around too. But yeah, so imagine all those things. And then I didn't even have any next steps for when I came back. It was just kind of like, okay, my next step is to get out or to have peace, some sort of peace, whether it meant being in the same house that I didn't want to be in, but at least everyone was in there together. Maybe going to a different hostel, or I guess a hostel in the area, or moving in with the family member who moved out. So past that, I thought I was gonna go somewhere else, but then the family member needed some help with stuff, so I had to stay around longer than I was planning to be. And because of that, I was looking for jobs near me, and guess who didn't get hired, accepted for any of them, because the job market sucks right now? Me. And I hate that too, because I'm like I think we can all agree that whoever says getting a job is easy needs to just be like zip their lips shut, because that is not true. Granted, I do think you can do things to increase your chances, but I've only recently discovered that apparently, I've heard this, but it's just kind of like now click for me how much getting a job these days is really a buddy thing, or like it's who you know, whatever. It is literally that, and that includes freelancing as well. I started looking into like other things like graphic design or copywriting or technical writing, etc., because I do love graphic design as well. It's some of the things that I did while I was in college. I created flyers and posters for people, for dorms, for clubs I was in. And I was also a social media manager as well. So I'm like, let me look around then. I also signed up for one of like the free workshops with this wonderful company, wonderful girl from Word Tonic. I would recommend looking into them because they have insight for sure. And the way that she got into doing what she did, she's a copywriter. She basically made free mock-up stuff or free spec stuff and reached out to people on LinkedIn and was like, hey, I want to do copywriting and you're cool. You got any tips for me? And sometimes people would give her tips and then later would be like, hey, we think you'd be good for this. Literally. So basically, what I've learned is make fan art. Make fan art of people's stuff. And also find people you look up to and reach out to them and don't be scared. The first part is easy for me, the second part is not. So that's the other part I have to work on. And I don't know, it's kind of hard figuring out how to do that as well as an independent artist, because I've only just started thinking about this, and as I was coming through all the illustrators, or I guess shows, who had illustrations and illustrators that inspired me, a part of me was like, what do I do with this? If I like making original things, I do like fan art as well. It's been a while since I made it, but it was just kind of like, well, what will this lead to? Like, what do I need to do here to help me in the long run? Like, how will this help me, really? And I haven't really found the answer to that yet, which sucks. But maybe that'll apply to different areas of career interests. Like, yeah, I create art, but that's not the only thing I want to do with my life. I also love theater and singing and dancing and writing, and those are the things that I really like, and teaching too, teaching as well. So it's a weird dance, a weird puzzle to figure out where everything fits. And a part of me thinks that nothing really has to fit in one place and stay there forever, because life hardly works that way. Very few things are forever. And things that we think are forever may only last for a lifetime, or who knows, hundreds of years, and then disappear by the next 100 year. So I guess what I really want is to figure out where the heck I'll be in the next 5 years. Especially considering that I currently, I have enough savings to take a leap of faith and move out somewhere. But then it's like, where and what will I be doing? Because what I'm making with freelancing at the moment isn't enough. And it's so crazy that of all the times that I've decided to take a leap of faith, to just even do this, to have freelancing that isn't exactly what I want to do in the long run, but it pays most of my bills, and to use the rest of my time to focus on things that I really want to do, that was a risk I decided to take now in this world where it's hard to get a job, where rent is super expensive, when there's a war going on for what, right? For oil that people are not too happy about. And there's other wars going on, and it all just seems overwhelming to sit here and draw this as the world is on fire. But then again, when is the world not on fire for somebody? So I guess my actual question is, how long am I going to be here? How long am I going to be doing this? What's my quote-unquote next break? And I guess that's what kind of has me down lately. I talked to someone about this recently, about how life can suck. And they told me, well, yeah, life does suck, and you have to find the small moments in it or make them for yourself, coming up for air. And they reminded me of something I heard a while back, that for some people, the suck lasts for 5 years or 10 years. And I can't help but wonder if my suck will... I said my suck. My sucky situation, how long that'll last and what that means. Because I do have a lot to be thankful for as well, or grateful for. Hey, I still have internet access, right? I have most of my things back. I'm in a house that's pretty cool. I have family members that I'm still in touch with, who I love, and they love me. I have people in my community that I care about who also love me. Yeah, I have access to a car. I can still make art. The house that I'm in has a beautiful backyard and a garden, and I've learned quite a bit from that garden and backyard. And at least I have a working mind. And even today, I went to the doctor's by myself. Not for the first time. I've gone in, well, yeah, not by myself for the first time. But I drove to a doctor's by myself for the first time and had my own insurance for the first time. And it was a great experience. Nerve-wracking, but everyone was so nice, so kind. And I was so tired when I came back. But yeah, it's one of those things where I have to think about it. I have to balance being okay with being upset and then remembering that to a certain degree I'm okay. So yeah. I'm not really sure if there's anything else I kind of just want to spit. I just kind of wanted to get all my thoughts out, especially considering that, honestly, I have no idea what I'll be talking about in terms of like videos and stuff like that. I don't know. I just really wanted to be me for a good hot second instead of trying to figure out what subject I wanted to talk about art-wise. Like, I guess I could probably talk about things that inspire me. I've often not envied, but thought reaction channels were pretty fun. I probably won't be reacting like them, but I think it would be cool to be like, hey guys, I watched this movie and I'm gonna draw this because I really like the movie. Or like Avatar. I have some art where I turn myself into a Navi. It's not as good as I want it to be, but it's a start. And that'd probably be a good video idea. I don't know. I guess I'll have to think about it. I just moved over. Or you guys could tell me in the comments what to talk about. I don't really want to be a boring person, but art is such an internal process. And I also find it kind of hard to teach people how to do artistic things when I myself feel like a novice each time I start doing it. Like, I kid you not. I'm pretty sure I know color theory, and then I see someone coloring a banana using purple and yellow. And then I think to myself, do I really know color theory? If you asked me to show you color theory, I definitely could. But to just, if I have no direction, it's so hard to try to pull something out of my head. And maybe it's because my head is so filled with things already. Yeah. Probably that's why. So many things to do, like, man, I have to clean old tank, Kaz, my pet snake, if no one knows. But like, and it's so gross. Well, it's not gross, it's just dirty. Like, I'm probably gonna have to use a broom and just brush it out. And I don't want to. And what makes it worse is that there's still poop on the glass somewhere. So it's like, do I brush first or clean that first and then brush? But then the dirt's gonna be wet. And then today, thank God I found it, but I had to clean up his poop spots today. And I was so worried about finding them too, because his new enclosure is like 2 feet wide. So it's not it's not, what is the word? It has some depth to it. I'd be worried about sticking my whole arm in there sometimes because when okay, so he doesn't bite. He's a scaredy cat. He's a very shy snake. Whenever I start moving, especially in his old tank, he leaves. He's like, oh, and you'll just hear like the substrate just making noise, like that's his body moving and bumping into stuff, and then I'll be like, oh, like it startles me because he blends in, like he's yellow and orange, but the substrate is like light brown. And I guess if I'm talking about color theory or whatever, technically he's probably, the yellow is probably more closer to brown than like, how can I put this? Oh, that's not even true. Now I'm thinking of the color wheel. I'll just say, without looking at a color wheel, the yellow on his body is probably closer to brown than to yellow. So it takes me a while sometimes to find him, especially when I'm trying not to startle him because I feel bad when I do. And, but yeah, I was like, well, I have to reach in here and look all around for this poop because I know he pooped because I fed him like 3 or 4 days ago. And thank God it was just sitting right there next to one of the cups I have in there that has plants in it. It looks really nice with plants in it. And then I found more, and I'm like, why is it so scattered? But I kind of wonder, I hope that that'll be his MO, but I don't think it is because, like, he is a creature of habit. When he pooped in his old tank, it was always in, like, certain spots. But at the same time, I would find some in areas where I'm like, why in the world did you do that here? So I'm really hoping I don't need to move boxes and stuff, but I probably will. So, I don't really have, well, I guess I don't really want to talk that much anymore, only because the video is about to end, and I'm not editing this because I don't want to. And I'm not trying to be all, talk for the sake of filling up time. So, thank you guys for hearing everything. I'm not sure how much this is appreciated, but I needed to get some stuff on my chest. And I don't care anymore. So, not sure what I'll talk about next time. If you want something specific, like I said before, give me ideas. But that's all for me, folks. See y'all later. Follow me on Instagram. See what's in my Ko-fi shop. Hype up my art so that more people can see it and enjoy it. Or, you know, share with your friends in real life, I guess. So, yeah. See y'all later.